It on the outside again. Trias Mono again finding space. And a good block there from Riley Hodgson as well. Allowed her to pick up an extra couple of yards. So we'll be second down.
All right,
They're just a couple of yards short.
Looks like audio's back, Donny.
Looks like we've got audio back up. We have been calling the game throughout, but for those that are just joining us, welcome to Percy Doyle Reserve for the Women's Australian Gridiron National Championships. It's 8 points to 6 at the moment in favour of the Queensland Sun Devils over the Victoria Eagles.
Unfortunately for those, I revealed the winning lottery numbers for this weekend, and I guess no one's going to know.
Yep, absolutely. Crystal ball was working perfectly.
Just to update everyone, 8-6 the score is, I believe.
Correct.
It's the you would have seen the Christy Moran touchdown earlier, and then the Demizio touchdown, the touchdown pass to Demizio. Oh, sorry, no, it was we're in a game, guys and girls. Demizio got them to the 1, and then it was Eldama, wasn't it?
I think it was Demizio got the touchdown.
Take the field! Got it to the 1, and then Eldama worked on Brittany Todd. 6. And they tried to get Demizio for the 2-point conversion. Anyways, we've got company now, there's only.
Absolutely. So, Queensland with the ball. Incomplete pass there.
Hodgson.
From Cubis.
Yeah, trying to get Hodgson again on that slant. Already got 1 today. Hodgson missed the outback to her, unfortunately tearing her ACL, I believe, or one of the CLs beforehand.
Cubis goes herself. Casey Cubis gets that first down. And a running game has been impressive.
Again, they're committing to this speed option, and once again, Cubis reads it correctly that time. They jump the pass, she keeps it herself, she gets the yardage. Victoria actually probably lucky that Cubis didn't opt to pitch it again at the next level, because they probably could have sent Trias Mono deep.
And there goes Trias Mono, looking to go up through the middle. And slammed down there by Tio Ricky.
Yeah, how about that? That's how you finish a tackle there. Gets in, and look, Victoria, they're going to want to have to get in here and penetrate and try to put a stop to this momentum.
Corbus going to the outside with Roberts.
Good flat protection there by the 30, which is Rachel Webster.
And the pace of this game is...
both teams opting to do this hurry up. It's insane.
It's hard to sort of gather your thoughts and work out exactly what's happened, but we're back underway again. With the play action, and incomplete though from Corbus.
And they really believe in that. That was what we call the slant-flat combination there. You had the inside receiver running the flat. You have the outside receiver running the slant. You're trying to put those flat defenders in a bind. Unfortunately, just can't quite get it into Hodgson's
Fourth down, Christy Moran back out there. Again, the play action, but hadn't set up, wasn't ready for it there, Marissa Hayes. And that's going to turn the ball over. And the Victorian defence, they do a good job there.
They do. They stuck in even when things felt like they were going Queensland's way there, and they forced them to stay short. And they've now at least made them try to make a read on those speed options there. They've forced quarterback to keep it, which is generally what they're trying to do on that speed option. You want to make sure the quarterback is running and the quarterback is getting hit.
We'll see Victoria with their first play of this set. They look to the pass option, get it out to Eldama. Eldama into space. Teresa Eldama, she's being pursued by Briscoe. Briscoe gets up, but a great run after the pass reception there from Teresa Eldama.
Gosh, she looked like a gazelle in the Serengeti there, Eldama. Briscoe doing everything to chase her down, ends up taking her down just shy of the 10. The persistent chase there pays off. But, geez, how about the momentum swing? It was a drive building for Queensland. Now on the attack, here come the Eagles.
So the Eagles with a chance to take the lead with a TD here. Again, the throw and put down.
Oh, it's a fumble.
Fumble. So looked at it there for a little while. Did Jordan Demizio before going back and cleaning it up.
Well, good thing for her to get back onto there. That could have been a run back for 6 If Brittany Todd had got her hands to it, Brittany Todd will end up racking up a TFL for that. Just for those watching at home there, if a pass goes backwards beyond the ball, really at any time there, that is a live ball, and the defense can recover that, just like in rugby league or union.
So we see Victoria, a bit of chatter. Pulis Kazar looking to set something up. Just slowing it down just a fraction. Again, play action from Pulis Kazar. She picked up Eldama, who's been a key target for Pulis Kazar so far in this contest.
A new wrinkle added there, a bit of motion being thrown in by the Eagles. Probably won't get a full replay here because they're already back at the line of scrimmage, but throwing a whole lot of different looks. Now we've got a 3-by-1 set here by the Eagles.
We've got third and forever. Pulis Kazar. Again, gets it on the outside to Demizio. Demizio, they won't get her! Jordan Demizio gets the second touchdown for the Victoria Eagles. And we saw great running plays last time Victoria had the ball. On this occasion, it was all through the air.
Absolutely, and then they also gave them a whole bunch of new formations this time. They had 3-by-1 sets, they had 2-by-2s. This time, they go out to that flat, and because all the pursuing defenders are pursuing hard to the flat, there Demizio shows off a vision, cuts back hard, and barely changes direction once she gets going. 2-point conversion.
Pulis Kazar's fumbled it, and that's going to be another failed 2-point conversion. So it's 12-8 to the Victoria Eagles over the Queensland Sun Devils.
And you can see, look at that sideline for the Eagles there. Coach Jenkins is getting fired up, but those 2-point conversions, you're going to want to address them because they can really undo a lot of your hard work. You know, that could end up being another possession if you end up scoring those 2-point conversions. But alas, they've still got the lead, and right now feel like they've got the energy.
Yeah, they're doing everything right on attack and defence. I feel like they're showing a lot more patience with the football. And that's something that Queensland lacked in their last drive, was that patience. They just sort of rushed it all a little bit too much and ended up handing over possession.
Some comments in saying that I'm a bit quiet. I moved the microphone closer to my mouth now. Hopefully that'll do better.
Well, it's good to get feedback. We're giving plenty of it, so... Another low drive from the kickoff.
Uh-oh, here in the hands of Trias Mono.
Trias Mono, she's beaten one, beaten two, steps to the outside, and here's a great kick return from Trias Mono. And Queensland going to start with this ball in great field position.
Queensland do a great job there to make something happen despite Victoria endeavouring not to. They went for a squib kick there, kept it low to the ground, still ends up in the hands of Trias Mono. Anytime she gets the ball in open space, good things can happen. There is something funky going on with this Eagles kickoff unit. They have a bit of a different thing with their what we call the one chaser pursuing down backside. It's a bit interesting. We'll see if we can take a look next time.
Again, they get it on the outside with Moran. Moran, she's into space. Grabbed there by Webster, and Webster makes the important tackle on Moran.
Once again, they go back to that option, and look, they had it right a couple of plays ago when they tried this. You've got to take out that outside runner. You've got to force the quarterback, make the decision for him, make the quarterback run there, because I'll tell you what, as good of an athlete Cubis is, I'd rather have Cubis running than Moran.
Well, Moran seems to be finding space, goes left, goes right. It doesn't really matter. And now we get Cubis. Cubis going for the run. She picks up some good yards, and that was exactly what you just said.
And that's what you want there. And as an inside linebacker on those things, and you get if your outside help does the right thing, they take out the running back, your eyes should be lighting up because you've got a shot at the quarterback there.
Yeah, you see Kylie West there got up and shut down Moran. As we're back underway again through the air this time, but incomplete.
The 30 there. Look, Rachel Webster, they're manning her up with on her receiver there, and in Hodgson, and she's doing a good job there. Bar that first slant, Hodgson hasn't been able to reel one in. The coverage is tight by Webster.
Cubis looks out, complete. Taylor Roberts.
I know Kel, her head coach,
So
Bill Houston's tuning in. He's going to be loving that. Bit of a bubble screen actually on that play, and I think it was a slam flat.
So goes out to Moran. Moran coming through the middle this time. And touchdown.
Oh.
So Moran gets through the middle and puts Queensland back in front.
And that speed option again, that one's probably not as pretty there. Moran had to do a bit of extra work. I didn't actually see the angle going. I didn't realize how close to the goal line she was. We had a big camera in our way. But once again, Moran, look, she's got a nose for the end zone. She's been doing it for a while. She gets there. She's got it.
There's the 2-point conversion as well. Taylor Roberts with the reception.
Well, now with Hodgson commanding so much attention over the top with that slant or any inside pattern, really, these flats underneath, they're starting to free up. And Taylor Roberts, she can end up picking up a lot more receptions if that's the way they choose to defend this for the rest of the game.
And you mentioned that those 2-point conversions, Victoria have missed both of them, and Queensland have converted both of them. So that's the difference in the score at the moment at 16-12 in favour of the Sun Devils. It's got to be said, Queensland look the more dynamic of the two teams. They look the team that's more likely to go the length of the field at any given moment whenever they've got the football in hand.
They do, but Victoria have shown the ability to change up. Like, that was a drastic change they made from first drive to second drive when they went from the inside the power 2-back inside zone sets to that 3x1 4-wide receiver sets they're going on. So Victoria's certainly proven that they've got the ability to be dynamic as well. Someone saying that the scoreboard screen isn't correct. I'm sure that you guys will get to that soon.
So Fuller gets us underway, and it's brought back by Demizio. And Demizio, she's been dangerous, but there is a flag. We saw her last kick return. She picked up plenty, but there was a flag that brought it all the way back.
Now, she's got that ability as an athlete to really... She's almost like she's dawdling and then immediately kicks it into gear. Now, that's got to be playing havoc with some of these special teamers and their angles they're trying to create.
Number 39 on the return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
Hearing from Jamie Owens, who reaches a bit of a milestone himself.
He did. I have a habit of getting streaming all of Jamie's big games. Is number 450 for Jamie Owens today. Is for Total Games official. Not as a white hat. I'm sure we'll get there, though.
It's a hell of an effort, though. 450 games as an official. There's Victoria. Get us back underway. Pulis Kassar through the air, but overshoots the target. There was Rachel Cribb on this occasion.
I will say the official score is 16-12 in favour of the Sun Devils.
So Victoria 2nd and 10. Pulis Kassar, she wants some movement. She gets it. She finds a target on this occasion. And plenty of speed.
Was that 37 this time? Rachel Cribb getting involved in the action?
Yep. She was a target on the first down as well and overshot.
Jenkins is doing a good job of finding different ways to get each one of his athletes into space at the moment.
So once again, this hurry-up offense. Pulis Kassar with the play action, gets it on the outside to Paholek.
Yeah, another one of the Aussie reps, but taken down by Jessica Anderson. The flight came flying from her safety position. Keeper, as she's more affectionately known at club level. That's something we'll probably end up talking about, some of the sports that these players come from. Jessica Anderson, a goalkeeper in her outside football life.
Yeah, it's amazing sort of doing the research for this and finding out how many different sports these girls play as Pulis Kassar goes over the top. Again, looking for Cribb, but unable to link up with her on this occasion. So we're looking at 3rd and 11 for Victoria. Down 16-12.
Yeah, just a smidge off her back foot, that pass there. And that's why it sailed a little bit on her. But otherwise, her footwork's been pretty decent in the last couple of drives. She hasn't been asked to pass too much. They're making sure they protect her with a run and making sure they keep SBC doing what she does well.
Again, the play action. Goes the short pass. A chance here to get to the first down marker, and we'll get across there.
Baholek, this time on the reception. Look, Jenkins is doing a great job. Coach Jenkins is doing a great job of making sure there's no one you can key on in this offense. Everyone is absolutely a possibility. Kelly's at a target. Baholek's had 2 targets now. Demizio, we know what she can do.
We haven't seen too many long options from Victoria in this drive. It's been all short passes. So once again, something different. And another short pass to Kelly. And Kelly powers
Yeah, that's
up over that first down marker. They were just short there on that last play, so that was a 4th down play, so it was a big play.
They did, and they called to what's they call the old blizzard screen. Everyone will have different names, a bit of a tunnel screen there, getting Kelly underneath some receivers and the lineman pulling in front. Doesn't get a big play, but does enough for the first down.
Puliskasar once again has Cribb in motion. And then she picks up Cribb on the outside, a bit of space here, but it shuts down pretty quick. Paholak that time with the screen.
She's getting involved now. Each drive, there is a new hero for the Victorian Eagles.
Yeah, and it's a completely different tactic every time they get the ball.
It's good game planning.
Keeping the Queensland defence guessing for sure. And another short pass. Here it is with Paholak. She steps past one. She looks at that first down marker, gets the stiff arm, looking to get across, and there is a flag. I think this might be against the ball runner Paholak.
Could mean a potential face mask there. That's the only thing I can really make, unless it was a block in the back I missed, but we'll soon find out. But that was the same play they ran 2 plays ago, but this time back to the left side, and in this case the open side. A lot of smoke and mirrors now. We give them a lot of credit for being dynamic, but sometimes you don't have to be have as much variation as you think. They can just be inverses of the plays you've already run.
Defense. Half distance to the goal, automatic.
Didn't get the official call there, but it is on the Sun Devils.
Well, there you go. That's an interesting one. Not sure exactly what that one ended up being for. So Victoria with the first down. So Paholak. And just making sure they get the positioning right, because moving the sticks once more. So first and goal for Victoria. Again through the air. Picks up Kelly. Kelly gets away from the tackle of Todd.
They try to go back to that screening, and eventually it does turn into something. But I don't know if Baholak and Kelly, if one of them made a mistake there about who was supposed to get the football and who was supposed to be blocking. I don't know if we'll get it there. You can see both of them turning around, almost expecting the football there, and probably eliminated some of the potential of that play.
The second and goal on the 10. Slowing it down just a fraction. Puliskasar through the air to Kelly. Kelly, going to be hard to stop from there. Won't be stopped from there. Touchdown, Samantha Kelly.
Samantha Kelly, the 26th, the wide receiver, working a lot of these routes in between the hashes there. And that time it looks like they used a bit of a flood concept, or you can see, yeah, it's the out and up. You see the receiver taking the coverage down deep, and then you're trusting that interior receiver to beat their defender inside, because they'll have the outside leverage there, and that's exactly what happens.
See if they can convert on this 2-pointer. The rush through.
The trend continues.
Yeah, it was great blitz play there from the defence. They really got to Puliskasar and forced her to throw it up earlier than she wanted to.
And yeah, look, Lon's an aggressive coach, and he also loves his blitzes. I'm surprised they haven't probably gone to it a bit sooner, to be honest, to try and change up this this offensive spree that they're going on and getting a bit more pressure. But this offense is moving so quickly, and these passes are coming out fast and slickly out to the flats that you almost don't want to blitz, because then you're going to get caught out. So they're taking away the usual answer for the Queensland Sun Devils here, which would be to generate pressure.
We see the difference in teams going up by 8 and going up by 6. They lead by just 2 points here, the Victorian Eagles, 18-16.
And I'm still getting a lot of messages saying the score might be wrong on the screen. I'm sure our guys are working on that, but it is 16-12. Yeah,
18-16.
18-16, my apologies.
To Victoria.
After that touchdown, of course.
So more traditional type kickoff on this occasion. And, well, there was no thought of a sidestep or anything there from Brandy Klukas. She just wanted to run straight over the top of her opponent.
Yeah, she's not exactly the finesse type, Brandy. Straight hard and through. And I do wonder, I'm not sure if that's just the depth of their kick at the moment or if they're just trying to get that intermediate range to stay away from the returners. But sometimes you have to do that. You have to sacrifice field position like this to avoid potentially bigger returns.
It was a tough snap there for Cubis to grab, and she did well to pick it up right around her toes.
Once again, backside slant flat concept, trying to get that ball into their hands.
Again, back in pretty quickly, 2nd and 10. Again, the low snap, and they don't pick up any yardage at all there, Queensland.
They ran the same play there that time, at least on the backside, but this time a different read, going underneath the Taylor Roberts.
3rd and 9. Again, wasting no time. Looking on the outside to Moran. She's been the go-to girl so far. Can't get to the first down marker, though.
They'll go for it here, though.
Oh, absolutely. So 4th and a couple. So a big play here for Queensland. They don't want to turn it over in this situation. And it gets it to Moran. No surprises there, and she finds some space. It's Moran again with one to beat. She beats her. Moran!
Taken out. This time, I don't know if that was by design, but it was read action, I should say, there in the backfield with Moran and Cubis. And it's just, look at the cutback here by Moran. Boom, sees an opposite color across her face and goes backside. You usually don't want to get Moran that far backside. You need better backside pursuit than that.
Sabine Wagner, she's going to be having nightmares. It's Queensland, they go long and
Hodgson.
Easy as you like, all by herself in the end zone there, Hodgson.
And that's one of her favourite routes there, the old shake and bake and take it to the outside, the corner. Hodgson, I would struggle to find few receivers who run that route better than Riley Hodgson.
So going for the 2-point again, Cubis goes over the top looking for a mismatch, can't find it.
Oh,
Flag. So repeating the score, well, we'll wait and see what the outcome is of this 2-point conversion.
assuming the 2-point conversion doesn't stand, what are we at?
But you scored, so you're going to decline it.
Oh, they
Result
scored.
was good.
Yep, result was good. Cody Fuller with a freakish catch at the back of the end zone.
Interference, number 38 on the defense. Penalty is declined. Try is good.
So 2-point conversion successful with the flag. So that means the scoreline is Queensland 24, leading Victoria 18.
There we go, just getting the score confirmed with our field clock as well. Wow, how about this back and forth affair between these two teams? This might be about which defense steps up, because both offenses are finding answers and are really having their way up and down the field. One of these defenses needs to find an answer, and whoever it is probably going to be the one who will win this game.
And it's probably the running game that they need to find an answer to for Queensland. Yeah, Christy Moran has had a way with the Victorian defence so far. A constant danger, and as you say, when she wasn't out there, Kestra Trias-Mono came on and was every bit as dangerous.
Yeah, well, that's it. Queensland can always fall back on, if things are not working, some individual brilliance to make things happen. The Eagles, however, they're relying on both system and brilliance.
We see the kick return. from Eldama. Eldama finds a small crease.
I just asked them and they said that was right.
That might be the first kick return where there's not a flag against Victoria. So that kick return will stand for Teresa Eldama. So Victoria, they're down by 6, 24 points to 18. They start this drive because 3 touchdowns apiece. One team going up in 6s, one in 8s. Pulis Kassar again looking to, what are they going to show up this time? This time they go long. Demizio takes that reception.
Going across there, beating Jessica Anderson on that play.
And Jessica Anderson did well to stay with her after she
did.
took the catch to make the tackle and stop her from going all the way.
On almost all of SPC's passes right now, they've got this little backside play action which they're running every time, and that's just kind of keeping those safeties' eyes in the backfield. Then that's enough to get them get these receivers a step behind.
And again, long this time they're going to overshoot. That time looking for Rachel Cribb, and we see a different offense once again from Victoria, which is just really kept the interest in this one. Is what are they going to do next?
Matthew Jenkins loves his offense, loves his offensive schemes, and loves coaching it. Now we've got a 2-by-2 split, running back off to the left-hand side.
2nd and 10. The snap too high for Pulis Kassar, and she just has to dive on it.
And that will put a bit of a study here because I think that brings up 4th down. They've flipped it already, but something worth noting.
I think 3rd and a long way, I think.
So regardless of the end of this play here, if it ends up being a 4th, Jenkins does not like it. He did tell me that they could be 4th and 30 on their own 3-yard line, and they're still going to find it's still going to try and go for the 1st down. So I think that might be the end of the first quarter. The teams are swapping sides.
Yeah, end of the first quarter.
What a first quarter!
It's been fantastic.
We got the Fuller family down in here.
Been some unbelievable football so far in that first quarter because 3 touchdowns apiece. And as you say, whoever's got the ball so far has been able to come up with points. I think there's only been the one turnover of possession where Queensland were stopped.
Yeah, but no takeaways yet.
No.
No fumbles, no intercepts.
Because the only fumble we did see was recovered by Victoria after they fumbled it. We're just about ready now to start the second quarter of this one. Repeating 24-18 in favour of Queensland. And Victoria has the ball, but they're looking at about 3rd and 20.
Keeper.
A dummy from Pulis Kassar. Pulis Kassar's away. It's a good run. It's the first time we've seen Stephanie Pulis Kassar run.
Yeah, they go for the read option there. So in that case, Pulis Kassar, you'll look at her eyes here. She's looking out to the left. The running back's lined up to her left here. The running back's going to run there, but she's reading that end there. And once that end crashes down on the running back, she's taken off. Fourth down.
Goes over the top.
Demizio.
Picks up Demizio, and Demizio spins out of 1. Demizio, and that's a huge play for Victoria.
And Demizio's down after that, but gee, she gets him the first down. She's running like she's got spiders on her.
Well, she's stayed down on the ground here, though, Jordan Demizio. And that would be a huge blow for Victoria if she's picked up an injury. Not just for this game, but for the whole tournament. Hopefully it's not too bad, and she's able to get back in the line and continue on.
Well, Jamie Owens is immediately, I think he might be signalling for a stretcher. He's sent Queensland to their respective sideline. But he is desperately trying to get the attention of the sideline. Miles Newman out there as well now, the head of the Gridiron Australia officials. He's whispering something in Jamie Owen's ears.
We saw a big couple of plays from Victoria. First, the run from Stephanie Poulos-Cassar from the QB position. Picked up good meterage to get them within sight of that first down marker. And then the pass to Jordan Demizio, who gets the first down and not too far from home. See Demizio still down. Not a lot of movement down there either.
Demizio out of the Northern Raiders. Quite a big spread. There are plenty of Crusaders, obviously, in this lineup. The Crusaders, the 2018 Vic Bowl winners from earlier this, well, only about a month or so ago, really. Winning 12-0 over the Croydon Rangers.
And those two teams heavily represented in this Victorian squad.
Looks like, well, they've taken her helmet off, and I thought they were going to. I thought Matthew Jenkins was going to help her up. She gets up her own feet now. She's given up the magic sponge or the special water, and she hops up and looks like she'll be okay.
Well, that's good signs. Hopefully just...
well, she's not even really limping off. She looks quite comfortable there. So
hopefully just knock the wind out of her or something like that.
Really winded. Anyways, back to the action. 24-18.
So Victoria with a very, very good opportunity now. At 3rd and 20, it didn't look like they were going to be in this position, but here we are. Something going on with the officials on the far side. We are back underway now. Poulos-Cassar. Again, the play action and great coverage there.
Torres, that time coming in underneath. They're manning up the Sun Devils there, the playing in man coverage there, and Torres comes along, uses perfect technique, gets their arm across and bats it away.
Desperation defence there from the Sun Devils. Victoria still sitting here though, 2nd and a couple. That pass is complete to Neo Vital.
Reset again.
It's Torres again on that tackle. We've seen her play in that deep safety position, but now she's coming up playing almost more the strong or even a nickel type defender on that. Watching the alley section of the defense there. I'm stuck behind the camera here, so you've got the specs out.
So Victoria, Stephanie Poulos-Cassar got the pass. Short. So 4th down, some great defence here from the Sun Devils.
Tony Connolly now out of the Brisbane Rhinos. Coming over the top and finishing that play.
Russell with the run. Victoria again. Faced with 4th down, 4th and goal. I think we've got a timeout here for Victoria. So a very important play coming up. And 4th and goal on, I think they're just inches away from the end zone.
Well, they haven't really gone to any sort of interior type of run since that first drive where they went to Russell back-to-back 3 times almost. Let's see if situation dictates them to go back to it this time. But they've been loving these passes out to the flats. But look, this is the same distance you get for a 2-point conversion.
They've struggled with them.
To do, so it's, yeah. That being said, we also just It's also a bit of a QB sneak type of territory here, and SBC, she's seems like the type of quarterback that can churn out a foot if you need it for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think both QBs seem a bit that way inclined.
Look at those splits by the Victorian Eagles, though. Those O-line, there's 2-3 feet between them. That's not a sign of what they'll do.
Paulus Kassar, she's got it. Looking to go through the middle, and they'll find a space, and across they go with Geranium Gale. She gets the touchdown, and we are all locked up at 24 apiece.
Well, first touch for Gale, and it's a touchdown. And I did mention there, those splits were wide, which made me think that maybe they were going to go back out wide again, but instead they go back to that interior run, and it looks like they've got a specific goal line back for it in the form of Gale.
So again, no thought of just taking the lead with the PAT. They look to the pass on the outside, and another incomplete 2-point conversion for Victoria. And it's 24 all.
Yeah, there was a chance to take the lead there. But it amazed me the different styles of offense the Eagles are using to get down. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and it's a lot of the same concept out of different looks, but they're doing it effectively. And then that's another wrinkle there, bringing Gale in to bring a bit of muscle on the inside.
It's something with these, state setups. You don't often see so many differences. Usually you try and keep it fairly simple because you don't have a lot of time together.
Well, sometimes you do. I mean, it's in some ways it surprises me with Victoria because obviously their season runs a bit different to everyone else. They just came off the back of their season. But states like Queensland, like New South Wales, who finished, around November, early December, they've got a lot of times, like up to 20 weeks there to prepare. So they can usually add those sort of things. But alas, it's the team with arguably possibly the most interrupted preparation, bringing up such an expansive offense.
Well, now Queensland get a chance to show what they've got, and another variation with the kickoffs here from Victoria. They look to recover it. Flag on the play though. Bodies everywhere. It's Queensland that come up with the football, but we'll see what the flag is.
Looks like I'm seeing shoulders being touched. That usually means illegal touching. Means that I think one of the Victorian players touched it before it went the legal 10 yards necessary, just like in a lot of the other oval ball sports.
Listen
We
in.
have a legal formation over here, so we decline that.
The question is between ball or yard, so it means either a re-kick from further back.
We have a
or-
legal procedure on the kicking team. Penalty is declined. First down.
So if Queensland wanted there, they could have taken a re-kick, which meant that they would push back the Victorian Eagles another 10 yards, and they would have kicked it again, which I'm surprised in many ways that they didn't with the return game that they do have, but they also have a lot of faith in this offense, which has been formidable right now, so maybe just take the bird in the hand.
And Matty Jenkins just got that one slightly wrong. The formation was illegal. It was different. Players running everywhere, and
Possibly one too many players on one side of the kick-up. First and 10, though.
Queensland, as a result of the shorter kick-off, they start with the ball in pretty good position.
Here goes Lauren Evans.
And Lauren Evans out onto the park for Queensland. That's her first touch, and she gets herself into the game with a run.
A little double wing formation there. They've got Hayes and Trias Mona, the Ravens pair, both in tight. Watch if any of them are going a bit of an orbit motion.
Evans again, that time with the pass.
Yeah,
It was closer to two Victorians than it was to...
yeah, once again, that slant flat. Both inside receivers going out to the flat, and the slant coming over the top. Evans, she's been cold for most of this first half, though. It might take her a couple of throws to warm up.
Evans, she's looking long over the top this time. A difficult one there to take for Cody Fuller. She was looked over one shoulder, looked over the other, and just couldn't quite pick up where the ball was.
Yeah, she needs to just keep running there. I know it's awkward when you're trying to locate the ball like that, but is actually positioned pretty decently by Evans. Cody needs to back her arm. Evans' arm, that is.
So Evans gets it on the outside, and there's the go-to girl again. And look at the speed of Christy Moran.
Shot out of a cannon, which is why it's impressive that Sabine Wagner got it down as quickly as she did.
Well, I mentioned in the last drive that Sabine Wagner was going to have nightmares. She's missed her a couple of times, but she didn't miss her on that occasion. We've got
Eagle down.
Essera from Victoria down. Shirley Essera.
Another one of these Western Crusaders. She's getting looked at now by the doctors, but these teams are going to go to their respective sidelines. One thing to note there with Evans in, that didn't change the offense. It seems they're still willing to run the speed option, which is something that Evans has run competently both at the Stingrays or home club and even at the Outback level. So you don't really have to change up the offense there for either quarterback in.
It is an embarrassment of riches, though, for Queensland, the two quality quarterbacks they've got to call upon. We were discussing pre-game, it was really a toss of a coin as to who started this first game, and you know, those two will be a bit of an internal battle. I'm sure it'll all be nice and friendly, but a bit of an internal battle as to who gets the gig on Saturday.
And it is interesting. I spent the 2017 season watching Casey Cubis as a wide receiver. She actually won the Wide Receiver of the Year award for Gridiron Queensland. She ended up playing wide receiver. Amanda Yu was a former Sun Devil herself, playing quarterback for the Thunder, and that led them to a Sun Bowl. But Cubis back to the position where she earned some Outback stripes in.
Evans again. Oh, this time falling as she catches it. There, Marissa Hayes.
Marissa Hayes getting into the reception action there. It was a sick-looking catch. She probably hoped it was for a few more, or a bit more yardage than the inch that it got them.
Yeah. So we sit at 2nd and 10. Hayes again going to the outside, goes herself. It was Evans, rather. I called Hayes, who caught the last one.
Well, this will be interesting. 3rd and long. And Evans is well and truly a capable pocket passer as well.
They go the run, and again, it's with Moran. Moran looking to get out of that tackle, can't. And the Victorians come from everywhere. Jamie Atene getting across to finish off the tackle.
Rachel Webster, though, the one who got around her bootlegs and stopped that conversion from happening. 4th down, the Sun Devils straight back out. They knew from the start that if they didn't get it, they were going for it on 4th. Four wide.
Evans again the run. This time I think Victoria's come up with a stop, have they?
Yeah, it's a dejected Sun Devil offense at the moment, but no one's stepping off. I'm getting a 1st down signal from Barbara Johnson.
There we go. So just doing enough there.
No, I don't think anyone knew it. That must have been close there. I'm surprised they didn't even bring it in for a measure. Barbara Johnson, though.
So Moran converts for that 1st down. There was nothing in that at all. Doing just enough. The Victorian defence. And again, it's with Moran. She's not going to be stopped on this occasion. Got on the outside, and too much pace, too much space. And she's across for another touchdown to put Queensland back in front.
Now, you've seen on the replay here, the defender there gets caught on the inside of their receiver there, and with a back like Moran, you know they've got the space to go to the outside. You need to keep your contain on the outside and hope that you can get some sort of help from the inside there, but I guess I can't. 2-point conversion, unsuccessful.
That's the first unsuccessful 2-point conversion.
But if you are going to go inside, you need to go inside hard. You can't really make a 50-50 decision about it. You either win the outside your receiver and then ride that play out, or you strike in hard and hope for the best.
And the battle between Moran and Wagner has been a good one too. So Wagner once again there beaten for speed on the outside.
No, she wouldn't be the first. She wouldn't be the first, and certainly won't be the last.
So the score here, 30 points to 24 in favour of the Queensland Sun Devils over the Victoria Eagles.
Let's see how Queensland handle this kickoff here, because I've got a sneaking suspicion Demizio is going to make something happen here. Four in the front line.
So the Sun Devils, they're just about ready to get us underway here at Percy Doyle Reserve in Sorrento, home of the Sorrento Football Club. The kick finds space. It's a very, very good kick. Getting back to clean it up is Eldama, but she is grabbed very, very quickly. And Victoria will start with the ball way down the other end of the field.
Those kicks can be some of the most awkward to field, and now Eldama's down. She looks like she's trying to get back up to her feet, though. That sort of mid-range, almost of a chip there by Fuller, lands awkwardly between the two lines, and then it's just fantastic pursuit by Ware.
We've already seen Demizio with a bit of an injury. If they lose Eldama as well, they've been two of their more dangerous players on offence. Just having a look around to see if Demizio is going to come back onto the field. She's on the sideline looking like she's ready.
Yeah, she looks fine. What if Eldama does go out there? I wonder we'll see if this will be a route. And she's in the huddle now. Bliss Love, a name we haven't really had to call yet. The Pocket Rocket, as you've dubbed her, standing at 147 centimetres, I believe.
Yeah, she's the shortest in the tournament across all four teams. As you say, 147 centimetres. She's there's not a lot of her.
Plenty enough.
As a running back. She is out there in that position right now as Eldama is helped from the field. She's walking under her own steam though, so that's a good sign that perhaps we will see her back out here at some point. We're ready to get back underway. Paulus Kassar barking instructions. She looks to Bliss Love, and here she goes. And she looks fairly strong there, despite her diminutive stature.
She does. Gets a good look. That's a perfect first down play there. I'll put a 5 at 6 yards probably, in fact. And that just allows you to have so much fun on second down there. It really opens up your playbook to its full extent. And Sun Devils are going to desperately try to get a change here. They might be caught for too many people on the field here. And the flag will come in.
Well, you called that nice and early.
No, it wasn't hard to miss. The flag being thrown there by, forgive me because I forgot her name. It's the youngest referee we have in this group here from Tasmania. I've seen many games with her in it. I've completely forgot her name, I'm afraid. But that comes down to communication issues.
On the defense, too many players on the field. 5 yards from the original spot, repeat second down.
Repeat second down.
B. Clement in now at D-line for the Sun Devils.
Paulus Kassar again.
Oh,
the ball's
down.
got loose, picked up.
It's Ashley Brewer with a recovery.
Well, that was you talk about a breakdown in communication from Queensland. On that occasion, it was a big breakdown in communication between Paulus Kassar and Bliss Love.
And it really shouldn't have. It's a simple handoff there. I know it's probably a stretch, so you've got to get a bit of motion going there, but that looked like an awkward handoff where she was almost using the wrong hand. She was almost using the backhand there instead of the front. And that just led to a bad mesh point and ultimately a fumbled exchange. But this is the first turnover on defense, and this could be a killer, especially if they can score immediately.
And straight away trying to run, getting the ball on the outside. Here's danger. getting through once again. Moran,
Touchdown.
unstoppable. Again, it looked like that was going to break down there with Lauren Evans. Gets the loopy pass, the loopy rugby league type pass out to Moran. Moran steps back inside, beats 2 and 3, carries another couple across for the TD.
And it's almost unfair, and we got another play down. I think it's the 82. This is Jamie Otene. But it's almost unfair when you get a play breaking down like that, like they did there. That the defense should be winning at that point. But when you've got someone like Moran who'll cut back and has the speed and power to come back hard on the inside there, it just means that you really can't give up. You've got to play that play all the way to the whistle.
It's a little bit like under 10s footy where you just give it to the big kid and they'll make something happen, and that's what Christy Moran is for the Sun Devils.
Well, every team has one, if they're lucky, 2 players who you've just got to play 100% on every play. And Moran is one of those for Queensland. Demizio is probably comparable on the Eagles.
We see another opportunity here for the 2-point conversion.
Let's see if the Evans-Hodgson connection comes back here.
Just not able to link up there.
With the Trias Mono.
Trias Mono. So that means it's 36-24 in favour of Queensland over Victoria. And this Women's Australian Gridiron League National Championship opening game.
2-score lead. Let's see if that starts to play mind games with the opposition there. You were going tit for tat. And once you slip back to that 2-score lead, sometimes it brings in a bit of panic.
It'll be interesting to see how Victoria react after a bit of their first real stunted offensive drive last time. Of course, it didn't start all that well after the kickoff. Found a bit of space and trapped them right down the other end of the field, and then that miscommunication with Bliss Love.
Bliss Love is, speaking of Bliss Love, she's back here to return. I love having short returners sometimes because they can get lost behind blockers so easy on the return game. You know, one of my favorite returns all time in the NFL is Darren Sproles, and he did it so well for so many years, and hopefully still will. But let's see the result of this play with Bliss Love and if she can sneak beyond some of her blockers.
Again, looking to find that bit of space. Not going to be Love that picks it up, but it's Demizio, and Demizio going across, looking to find space, and does. Demizio, she's beaten a third before she's finally dragged down. Jordan Demizio has been very, very good, and could have been trapped in the backfield there again without picking up too many yards at all, but was able to beat 2, and then when she was on the outside, was able to get those good yards.
Those kicks are either leading to big plays for the chase team or big but yet messy returns for the return team there. It's hard to get any consistency of calls for these special teams players.
There's now Victoria with the run play with Russell.
That's Russell getting it back into it there. I want to highlight the offensive line there. Someone gets a good reach block there on the left side. I think it might have been the 57 and Jones, Nat Jones, which got Russell up with field there, and she was past line of scrimmage before she was touched.
Again to Russell, so 2 runs, and that's going to be a first down, you'd think.
Well, this is a mirror image to what they did last time. Left, right. Let's see if they go right again. And then they went to the play action.
It looks quite similar to the very first drive that we saw.
Exactly what I'm talking about. The 2 backs. They fixed up the exchange.
And again, Russell with some good yards.
I actually kind of wish they'd continue with this a bit more and a little more. Like, this almost feels like it's part of like this package. The same. We're going with this package. We're going to run it down this drive. I would like to see that incorporated a little more throughout their more regularly throughout their offense there, because it hasn't. Like, its net gains at the moment is quite impressive.
So far, 5-yard, 5-yard, 7-yard runs, and again with the run and another first down. Russell getting past that marker quite easily, and the Queensland defence has not been able to adjust to this in this drive so far.
median gains, I should say, by the way, on that. Not so much net, but just regularly churning him out, and they're doing it with relative ease. And now Queensland, they're trying to make these changes. I don't know how you can try to do that with this no-huddle offense there. You're just going to cause yourself penalties.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened again.
It's why in the first quarter, I was surprised we didn't see more timeouts used. And they're going to have to use them here in the second quarter now because Queensland, they've got defenders gassed, and they're trying to get them off, but Victoria's not letting them.
No, and you know, they want to make these changes to the defensive structure, and as you say, they're making a bit of a meal of it because the play is moving so quickly here, and it's difficult for us to catch up. So the players out on the field, there's no chance to make those changes without having too many on the park.
Just seeing that John Hollywood Rowe is amongst his Facebook pages updating scores for everyone. Giving over play-by-play opens, we can't be exactly watching the stream. Oh, Bliss Love.
Bliss Love looking to get onto the outside. She's grabbed up around the shoulders by Jessica Anderson and thrown up into the stands just about.
Well, she's coming back with a bit of a gimpy limp. She looks like she'll be okay. On one of those ranges. Timeout here by Victoria. And that was their final timeout of the half.
So here we go. Again, looking at a very important. It's very important they come away with points here.
Just to know, we don't have an official time count in the booth here, so we're hoping that occasionally we might get an update by Jamie Owens on the one end. I might actually sneak up to him at halftime and see if he can adjust that for the second half for us.
So at 36-24, if they can get a score before the end of the half and get back within one,
it'll give them the confidence that things are still on track. Yeah, but having a 2 possession buffer going on the half will be big for Queensland.
Of course, clock management's going to, it always does, come into it towards the back end of the half. We'll see teams trying to.
You want to be going into the half with the lead, with the last big play, and ideally that being a score.
So back out onto the field, Victoria. And Queensland first down. Because they can get the first down here without getting the touchdown. Pulis-Kassar looking to pass. And again, good coverage there from Jessica Anderson.
Keeper Anderson.
Making sure it doesn't get anywhere near Crib.
A couple of these Ravens DBs find himself regularly on this pass defended stat sheet. 2 in the backfield for the Eagles.
Going over, a chance there. Well, she had a good grab at that one, Samantha Kelly, but unable to hold it.
That was so well designed as well. They got that crossing route in the middle to keep the linebacker, or maybe the free safety in the middle, down and getting Kelly the inside leverage she needed to make the play on that, and she just needed to bring that in. It was a good enough throw.
They're the ones you've really got to catch. You've got to convert them. Brittany Todd did have her under a little bit of pressure, but she got 2 hands to it.
Yeah, and she got the inside position. And it looks like that will be the half. Yep.
It looks like that.
Is that the case? Did I see a ball go up? We're about to. Oh, I think we've missed the official ball up.
So that's it, half time. So that makes that play even bigger. The fact that they weren't able to come down with that. Samantha Kelly got 2 hands to it. She catches that and they go in. And with the kickoff, picked up by Victoria. They don't pick up too much there at all, so Queensland defensively doing really well there. So Victoria back out on offense to start this second half. It was pretty frantic, that first period of play.
I don't know, I can't remember the last time I saw so many points scored in the first half. Or first quarter even. But we'll see what adjustments, particularly defensively, these two teams have made. Both offenses, for the most part of the first half, really ran ragged. There's your late addition there to that.
Stamizio.
Queensland already looking like they're going to send a bit more pressure.
So look to Russell for the run. Russell looks to find some space but can't.
Good job in the backfield by
Tony Connolly.
Connolly, the Stingrays defensive lineman, winning the starting honours this week. Or this game, I should say. Second, and that was again. This is another new wrinkle. It's this big, long end-around orbit-style motion. Now it's going to send up an option, and this is just going to send them backwards. Now she's got upfield. She managed to get deep and then got long, and that actually might even be a first half, Donny. First down, Donny.
Yeah, Pulis Kasara, as you said, there with the option.
It's an odd one, though. It's definitely something they've cooked up, or at least brought in the, during halftime.
It was Ellie Sharman that got burnt there by Pulis Kasar's speed. So now the Victorians with a first down, 1st and 10.
Once again, two backs in the backfield. Let's see if they try to go up the middle with Russell.
We saw the movement from Kelly. Doesn't throw Queensland off too much, though, and they come up with a pretty good stop. Ella Briscoe involved, or she's come up clutching an arm, Ella Briscoe.
She's a tough one.
She wanted to get up and play through the pain, but she's gone back down to her knees.
Yeah, she doesn't go down for a whole lot. She must be really working with something there. Team offensive coordinator and also team physio, Rachel Ducheran, out now taking a look.
We saw with the Victorians with the play they ran there, there was lots of movement trying to throw the Queensland defence off. And they just went straight through the middle with Russell, but Queensland weren't put off by the movement and were able to shut it down pretty easily.
Well, they managed to create some sort of success with that motion, which they've run 3 times now in the first half. But what that means is that they can just tack that motion onto some of their base plays. For example, like that run we saw there. What that does, that keeps another player in the backfield and not attacking the football. And that runs out of that play that would be maybe 3 yards into 4 or 5 yards now because you're delaying that frontside defender.
Briscoe in a bit of pain, but it looks like she is up and doing okay, but is coming to the sideline.
Well, Briscoe's also a player who had a similar sort of injury. I think it might have been her back in one of the then known as the Summer Bowls. Ended up coming back in overtime and scoring the game-winning touchdown, so don't write her off yet.
So we're back with Victoria. 2nd and 7. So
Oh, play action off it.
they look to the outside, and it's with Jenna Auer into the game.
Now look at all these looks they're creating off that one motion now. They've obviously got, this is not something they would have just thrown at halftime now. I said that initially, but they've just had too many looks that they couldn't have. They've obviously have had this package, and especially how quickly they're getting back to run it again. They've created this, what we'll call a series, not really a package, of plays out of this look.
Again, Russell gets to the outside. So she went to go through the middle and then skipped to the right-hand side. Has picked up some more good yardage as they continue to throw up a different variation. I'm not sure they've run the exact same play twice all night.
Well, they could. They just throw a different look off it.
Yeah,
You know? Smoke and mirrors, as I said, first half, smoke and mirrors. And they'll do it again. We'll call it an orbit motion.
In the play action, and Pulis Kasar looking for space, can't find what the option that she wanted.
Brewer,
And
I think,
pursued beautifully there by Ash Brewer.
What is interesting, though, because of the very quick passing game and now the play action game that we're seeing thrown in by the Eagles, I don't think we're yet to see a sack, bar the exception of where the quarterbacks had to take a bad snap. There's been yet to be a sack recorded by either defense so far.
I think we saw one blitz play on a 2-point conversion, and that's one of the only times we've seen a real blitz as Russell, again, finds a little bit of yardage up through the middle.
Again, good patience though. Doesn't overcommit to a first read, cuts back and picks up an extra 3 yards you probably wouldn't have otherwise. That is got third down written all over it now, which really is 2 down territory. Jenkins does not want to kick.
Kelly, Demizio, all in movement. And there's a flag.
Well, that was awkward because whistles were called and
Whistle B Clement absolutely nailed Pullis Kassar there after she got rid of the ball.
Well,
And well after the flag was down.
trying to think of that timing of the flag. It would have had to be offside. I can't find Jamie Owers. There he is.
Seizure on the offense, 5 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Okay, so it actually was on the offense. Too many players, not enough players on the line of scrimmage. Thus, too many players in the backfield. So there's so many, once again, this might be getting confusing for people who might be tuning in for the first time, but there's a whole bunch of rules that regard the alignment that these players have to be in at the snap. And then one of those is how many players have to be on the line of scrimmage, which is where the lineman, the center, is lined up right now.
Well, I think look for Demizio here on the outside. She's going long, and here it is for Demizio. Just misses. I think she was always going to be the target.
That whole design is having its desired effect. It's getting the receivers to step behind the DBs they need. And I think SPC might just have to back her arm here. She's underthrown a couple.
4th and about 13 or 14 yards. Demizio switches across to the right. Kelly on the left.
They ran a screen out of this in the first half. They'll do it again.
And they come up with a stop on Turner. But there is a flag down. Looks like a Queensland option.
Decline it. Yep.
Illegal motion on the offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
And no surprise they declined that penalty.
Indeed they did. So this Queensland defense is starting to get a bit of its, starting to win that arm wrestle.
Yeah, they found their mojo.
And, but I'm still loving what I'm seeing from the Eagles, but it's just not really driving them too far deep into Queensland territory.
And as we said, I think before the audio actually kicked in, it's the first time Victoria's have fielded a team in this tournament. Oh, solid contact there on the first play of this drive.
Yeah, the last time
Kylie West.
The last time we saw much of this Victoria team is with a couple of combined efforts. I think the combined effort against with ACT, I believe, and they haven't been able to have a full Victoria display. Today, serving that as that display to the rest of the world.
Evans there looking for Hodgson, but the pass was well wide and well short of the target. She hasn't quite found a range since coming on. Didn't start the game.
Sending a note. They sent 4 there.
And getting it on the outside to Moran. Moran once again creating headaches. And Victoria, they get across to stop, but it will be a first down and another first down for Moran.
Well, they had 4 rushed on that play, the Eagles there. Unfortunately, the play call of the speed option to the outside actually really counteracted that, because everyone's attack point was the quarterback.
You got to think your target's got to be Moran here with the way that she is running.
They're going to go to it again.
And again, Moran gets on the outside. She gets away from one. Desperate defence there, is unable to stop her, and Moran streaks away for another touchdown. That time it was Roma Cruz Concepcion that was unable to come up with the stop. She was on a hide to nothing, I think, and Moran just too good. She is really proving to be the difference between these two teams. The class of Moran is been too much for Victoria to handle.
Well, we joke about this, but I think Moran's might have actually pulled out an ankle breaker. And we miss it there. I think we see her obviously finish the run there, but what was impressive by that is the actual jump cut she pulls off in the back there. The angles and the play call by the Eagles is actually money there. They had people in the right position, but Moran pulls off this jump cut as soon as she receives the pitch, and then from there it's all talent.
We see a Victorian Eagles player down. That is Roma Cruz Concepcion, who came across, she was the last person to actually lay a glove on Moran before she streaked away that final 25 yards for the touchdown. She's got a few to her name already.
She does. It's very difficult to keep her off the score sheet. Moran.
Yeah, I think it's something that we've got the other two teams. We've got the Western Australians and the New South Wales team that I'm sure they'll have part of their staff out here watching this contest very, very closely, and looking to find ways that their defence can limit the effect of Moran when they come together over the next couple of days.
Kev Wilson, a very smart coach for WA, and we'll talk more about him when that comes on. Dave Robinson, who's worked with a lot of these strike players in Queensland, because of course they were outback, and Dave Robinson coached the wide receivers at outback level for Jane Welter.
Because it looks like the medical staff just feeling around Cruz Concepcion's knee.
Well, look at this sportsmanship there. It's obviously an opposition player, but Dutramand, who is by trade a physiotherapist, making sure she's all right.
They're doing the tests on the knee, which is never a good sign.
And the worst thing about it, even if a player walks off, that doesn't at all put them in the clear.
So obviously some concerns about a potential ACL injury here.
I think was that crutches they've brought out or something, or what's that? What's that?
They've got
it's the stretcher.
they've got a stretcher there, still folded up. They haven't unrolled it yet. This could indeed be the end of Roma Cruz Concepcion's tournament. She's back up. She's up onto her feet, but she still looks a little ginger and in a fair degree of pain.
And to her credit, she's going to try and walk this off, I think. And she'll be under the guidance of her two coaches. They're just the two coaches for Victoria. Matt Jenkins and Coach Spud, as I know him now as, but we'll give him his full name, Adam Redodotis. They're carrying off their player.
Being assisted from the field all the way over to the Victorian bench.
She's played a tough game tonight.
She hasn't had too much go her way, playing in defence and having to deal with this dynamic running back that is Christy Moran. And we come back and we've got, almost forgot, we've still got the conversion attempt to go for Queensland. See what they can come up with. Evans goes over the top and, well, just put down. One that perhaps probably should have been taken by Hodgson.
Yeah, Hodgson hasn't been able to reel him in since that first quarter catch. And I thought her completion rate, or her catch rate, I should say, would improve with Evans throwing to her usual club quarterback. And on top of that, Evans is a lefty, so I mean, she's kind of throwing to an open side. You can position that a little bit better. But it is a bit of a cold night. Maybe the hands are a bit hard. Hodgson obviously playing her first. I mean, obviously she's been practicing throughout this experience, but technically playing her first game back in quite some time.
Yeah, had that ACL injury in at about March last year, so would only have literally just recovered. And
He's running out there, still making those cuts. You saw that beautiful corner out for a touchdown earlier tonight.
Oh, you can see the kind of esteem she's held in by the fact that she's straight into the Queensland team without having to play. Such as the quality that is Hodgson. As Queensland get us back underway They look for a shorter option, a mid-range kick. And just diving on it there, Sarah Stevens. Wanted nothing to do with trying to return it.
Yeah, and once again, given up field position, it's just interesting. The average sort of start for both teams tonight on kick returns has been around the 35. If you can get a kicker who can get touchbacks in this league, it's a significant advantage. Look, trips to the left-hand side now.
So looking long. And holds onto it.
That was no, it wasn't. Still Paulus Kessler. I thought it was a new quarterback for a second.
It was Rachel Cribb that took the catch and moves the sticks, and Victoria, they want to get on with it nice and quickly.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful seam route she got in there. Right over the linebacker. Trips again to the left side. Same formation.
Paulus Kassar again drops back. Looks over to Demizio. Hit the hand, but just couldn't make it stick.
Oh, the route combo, and that was a thing of beauty.
Oh, she forgot to put the Velcro on the glove.
They got exactly what they wanted there. Completely open flat there, and it really should have been caught. Everything worked out exactly what they had there. The inside receiver released deep, take out the safety.
I actually saw Jasmine Coleman was open there too, and I thought she might have been the better option. Paulus Kassar never sort of looked off that one option that she was looking for.
Well, bar screens, they haven't really thrown over the short middle. They've thrown a couple of seam routes.
Here we go, and that one. Well, that one should have been caught. Christy Turner had a good grab on that one. It was a good throw. Hit her in a spot where you've got to hold them at this level.
It'll be a timeout to Victoria, I think. Jenkins just wants to calm things down because play calling isn't bad. There should be some success from some of these plays, but running out some fundamental errors that's limiting them.
I just wonder if there'll be a change to the set. So they've obviously been going to the air through this set, and maybe Jenkins maybe saying we've got two plays to get 10 yards. Go back to the run. They've been able to get those sort of 5-yardage runs.
Yeah, Russell's in there, and as I said, her average gain's been impressive.
We'll see what sort of adjustment they do make here. It's a timeout called actually quite early in that third quarter, but at 42-24 in favour of Queensland over Victoria. They really do need to get a motor on.
They do. They're starting the trail deep, and the clock's starting to run.
So Victoria after the timeout. They go to Russell. And she does pick up some good yardage.
They're going back to it now because they need it, and maybe fair play, that's what you use it for, but she hasn't proved the tire down. The results are coming. Of course, maybe those results are coming because of how infrequent they have been called. So
4th and 6. And Queensland, they've got to know what's coming here. No, she goes over the top. And another opportunity goes begging for Christy Turner.
See if we get a replay of that, because I want to see the route combo that was over the top there. It almost reminded me of the old, with no flat. It had a little cheeky sort of release underneath there, as they almost sold if they were doing a bit of a sprint motion sort of action. But I thought it might have been the famous spider 2 wide banana. John Gruden would have been proud, but in case it's a turnover, and Queensland can start spelling the word dagger if they can turn this drive into a scoring drive and take some time off the clock. Oh, fumble.
So Evans just pitching to the outside, so we've got a change with Eulalie.
Yep, the Jets running back was the feature back for the Logan City Jets last season under Andy Miller.
So changing it up and getting some minutes into all their squad, giving them an opportunity to show what they've got. Evans goes over the top and just pitched off the hands there of Riley Hodgson.
It's got to be a frustrating night for her. She's a competitive young girl, Hodgson, and she's quite a talent, and it's very unusual to see this many drops coming from her.
Yeah, it was a tough one for her to take, but she, again, got up high, and got two hands to it. So they're the ones that you'd expect a player of her quality to hold on to. But and we see another great run here. Eulalie into space. She gets the first down.
Yeah, what's interesting about this, when most people think of a change of pace back, they're thinking of a speedier, more shiftier back to alternate to what's the norm. This is the opposite. This is Eulalie. She is the power back complement to that as the Moran, Trias, Mono, and there's passing attack. Look at her just rumble up the middle. Don't be surprised if they go right back to her. No.
This time it's with Trias Mono, and she comes out to this right-hand side. She's beaten one, beaten two. A good block there. Trias Mono picks up some more good yardage. Another first down.
We'll talk about compliments. You saw the thunder with Eulalie, and then that was the lightning with Moran, with Trias Mono.
And we see another Victorian Eagles player down. It's the 33 for Victoria. No, we don't have a 33.
Unfortunately, the shadows there are limiting once again. Dujerman offering her services. It's a 90 number, I think 93, I think.
So it'd be Kylie West, who's been strong. She's been very good.
She's been very busy.
And the thing with Victoria, the players that are going down, they've had quite a few players go down, but they're all the players that are the names we've been calling. And I know most of them have sort of made their way back out onto the field at different points after a brief period down injured, but
yeah, and you got to wonder how much football fatigue might be playing into the Eagles now. And as I said, a lot of these, Queensland, New South Wales, maybe not so much Western Australia, they've had significant time off, whereas Western Australia, and we'll see how they handle this thing, and Victoria are coming off the back end of one of their seasons. So a lot of these players probably really didn't have a break between their regular season and now state.
We saw Victoria, of course, very, very competitive early in this contest. It had the game at 24 apiece, and the last 3 touchdowns, all to the Queensland Sun Devils. Christy Moran creating all sorts of headaches, but the Queensland defence has also really stepped up after they were bamboozled a little bit in the first couple of drives from Victoria. I thought Victoria was sort of playing the better football. And
okay, so I'm still getting comments from particularly our Queensland viewers that my microphone isn't coming through as loud. If maybe our tech team can maybe boost me up there to get my dulcet tones going all across the nation, I'd very much appreciate it. And I think the folks around might as well.
Everyone's sick of hearing me. Oh, there we go. I think they've turned mine up.
We're still seeing a bit of a break in play here.
There we go.
And we do hope all these injuries are minor and a bit of ice when they get back to the hotel room tonight. We'll be able to fix a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, because these players after this game, they've still got another 3 games still to play. So, it's a grueling schedule having to play those sort of 4 games in the space of less than a week.
That's it. And you got to remember, these players put in so much time, so much effort, and so much money to be here that you don't want anyone's campaign to get cut short.
She was on her feet here, Kylie West, but she doesn't seem in any hurry to start moving off the field just yet. So just struggling a little bit as the coaches once again looking to provide some assistance, and Kylie hobbling from the field. So that looks like 2. So the injuries we had in the first half, they walked off and they looked fine.
Yeah.
The 2 that we've had in this second half look a little bit more serious for Victoria.
Of course, they'll have to back up tomorrow there. And the first day off is the Wednesday.
We'll hope for the best for those two players that have been helped from the field, that they can play a further part in this tournament.
Well, coming back to the football at hand, once again, keeping this two-back setting with Eulale and Trias Mono.
Well, they're creating all sorts of headaches at the moment. Evans, Eulale. Here's Eulale. She rumbled over one. But they do come up with the stop.
And we'll see if we, on the replay here, if we catch it, but probably won't, because I think they're going to be able to hurry up there. But Kate Bennett with a great downfield block. You see her out of screen because she's doing such a good job there, but gets downfield and once again back into action.
Now it's with Trias Mono. She gets to the outside. Across comes the 30. She can't get it. Trias Mono gets away from a couple. What about the footwork there from Trias Mono? She brings it around under the sticks as well.
No one, I like calling Trias Mono the magician because no one works that sideline. Maybe I should call it acrobat because no one tiptoes that sideline quite as well as she does. Look how close she gets here. She can slow down on a dime and then cut back there and just slips through tacklers.
You saw Elizabeth Eulale just lay a shot on Rachel Webster in the backfield as well. Again,
Hayes. Short. She's registered a couple catches tonight, but just hasn't been able to build any rack off from Marissa Hayes.
Another failed 2-point conversion. So 48-24 to Queensland. They look like they've got this one well in hand right now.
Yeah, the defense really came through for them and started. I mean, I still think back to that forced fumble that they got, or the fumble recovery off the failed exchange. That put them in a good position there and really got that defense going. And I'm just looking at Casey Cubis now. Looks like she's got football in hand. She's warming up the arm. She might end up finishing this game.
Yeah, we saw with that last touchdown. I mean, it was great play from Trias Mono, but some of the efforts in defence, Rachel Webster was one that sort of comes to mind, was pretty poor.
Yeah, well, I can't blame her. She's had to do a lot tonight, Webster.
She has.
Chasing Moran down by the bootlaces. She's been coming in as the third defender. And, we're going.
She really was just hoping to push her over the sideline rather than actually make the tackle. And
Trias Mono's got a lot of balance. Really going to make contact.
So Fuller gets his back underway. Strikes that one pretty well. Goes down, fumbled. She'll go back and clean that up. Demizio. Demizio's been dangerous from these kick returns, and again she finds some space. It's a staggered line from Queensland, and Demizio might go all the way! Well, how good is that? That's the best one tonight.
Absolutely, Demizio. She was going to break one sooner or later in this tournament, and fortunately for her team, there's no flags on the ground. There is a downed Queensland player. It's Chrissy Torres, who looks like she's in a world of pain. But look, I was about to say, Demizio, she's been off for a while. They haven't put her on offense. She had a long break, and eventually all that stored energy culminates in a big kick return touchdown. Probably still want to finish off that block there, whoever that that blocker at the top end. But alas, you've got a return who can do the job. So
she can run. She's got wheels, Jordan Demizio.
She's a balanced runner as well. She doesn't look all over the place. She's very well in control. Got a good stiff arm on her. I think that's Torres who's still down. And
still waiting on Torres, who's...
it's got to be cramp.
It does look that way. Just looking to stretch it out, and yeah, they wouldn't do that if it was any sort of concerns about a tear or anything like that. So...
Also returning the favour is Matthew Jenkins, the Victorian Eagles head coach.
There's a real community feel.
There is.
The coaching staffs of both teams sort of showing that level of compassion for any player that's down injured. We've seen the Queensland medical staff involved with all of the Victorians that have gone down, and as you say, even though Victoria with a smaller coaching team that's come across I'm still getting across and showing the same level of care.
Tell you what's a passionate one, though. I was having a good chat with Coach Jenkins in pre-game and also Coach Spud and Coach Nugs. But I've already forgotten which one it was there. But yeah, both of them love talking footy and very have a lot of conviction in what they believe. Watching Torres now, she kicks it into overdrive. She's got a power walk on.
Torres just hamming it up here for the cameras. We'll come back and we'll have a look at...
I think she's ashamed she had to come off for a cramp. She caused all that stop for a cramp.
So we're back down with Victoria with a chance at the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, we've got to forget the big play that was just by the Victorian Eagles.
Pulskasar drops back to pass, picks up a target.
Lovely done.
And converted nicely. That's Samantha Kelly.
Yep, corner out by the outside. They've identified they're facing a lot of man coverage now, and they're using routes that will route combinations that'll favour that. And you see the double out there, gets him outside the defence, and even an athlete like Ash Brewer there can't do enough to stop that. And Kelly.
Well, it's an important 2-point conversion to get that because it then makes it a two possession game.
Yeah, more.
So it keeps them within touch.
So we haven't swapped sides. We're still in the third quarter, I believe.
Yep. So plenty of time left.
I'm just worried. What time have we got? Local time?
We might start this second game about when it was supposed to finish.
Well, for all our East Coast viewers, you're going to be watching it rather late. On New South Wales and on off these WA fans over at on the East Coast.
It's going to be late nights for the WA girls. They've got the second game every night. And Victoria about ready to get us back underway here. And the kick goes down. I don't know why you'd kick it to her, but they've managed to find Moran from the kick. And
look at the rock and roll.
It's a rugby union maul as Queensland just keep getting behind, and they're going to peel bodies off here. But just about every player on the field was involved there. And we just hope everyone gets up.
A rugby union cameo in a gridiron game on a soccer field.
Welcome to Western Australia.
All inclusive.
Unbelievable. Well, here we go, Queensland, after that exciting kick return. It's with Trias Mono again. Oh, just got an ankle tap there from 95. Leilani Tioriki.
Yeah, still counts as a tackle.
Just got enough. And again, the split backs. Again, Trias Mono, exactly the same play. This time, no ankle tap, but plenty of Victorian defence sliding across. And
well done there by the Eagles. Good pursuit. Good job on the backside as well. They were cut up in the first half there by Moran cutting hard, going across the backside, and this time they don't allow Trias Mono to do it.
So plenty of Victorian defence getting in there to shut it down. And there's a real sense of desperation that's come in for the Victorians defensively on this drive. We've got a bit of chatter here between the officials. I think we've got a timeout, do we?
That could be end of quarter.
Oh, end of the quarter?
Going for a walk.
So that's the end of the third quarter. We ended this final quarter of this first match, game one, between the Queensland Sun Devils and the Victoria Eagles here at Percy Doyle Reserve. I'm joined by Kenny Andreas here for this Women's Australian Gridiron League Australian National Championships. And it's Queensland on top at the moment, 48 points to 32. An important defensive drive here for Victoria. They absolutely they can't let Queensland get any further in front.
Well, you'd almost think a score here might do it. Here by Queensland.
Third down here. So a big play here for both teams. Jalali and charging through. Great defence again from Victoria. Was the 42, Sarah Stevens.
Does a great job getting penetration there. Goes low on the bill carry earlier, and along with the help of Tim Amatia, shuts down that play early.
They go over the top now, Queensland, and a great take!
And they've been looking for that.
Well, Riley Hodgson, we've been saying that her quality is going to shine through at some point.
Although she looks like she might have hurt her wrist on that. But that's the first time I think they've thrown a fade to Riley there. She would have given him an inside move there, got behind him, looked over her shoulder, and she did it well.
Well, they're set up again. And again going over the top, and that might be a pick. Oh, well, had it in a grasp there, did Rachel Webster, and she's put it down. Couldn't have hit her any more on the chest.
Rachel Webster's night's just been filled with almost moments.
Yeah. There's been some rocks and there's been some diamonds.
Plenty of almosts. She's obviously doing the hard work to do to get into the right place in the first place, but yeah, final execution.
Again, Queensland over the top, that time just overshooting Hodgson. We talked about one possession might be enough. I know you don't see field goals too often in this league. Would it come across their mind at all?
I don't think so. I think the nerves that might be created with a field goal, they'd rather just go for it.
So here we go, a run from the quarterback this time. Queensland picking up some good yardage there through Lauren Evans. So just mixing it up.
Once again, going to the options that served him so well. I can tell you.
4th and 5.
Looking at our schedule for tomorrow, is it? Oh, hang on.
Evans goes the pass. Hodgson can't hit her, and that is a big defensive play for Victoria.
It was a 4th down as well.
So that'll hand the ball over. Victoria will take over.
And you can tell they're trying really hard to get that slant. Hodgson's doing well to get open on a lot of this stuff, but it's just not quite as clean as they'd like. I wouldn't be surprised if, and maybe I'm calling it out here, but with the amount of times they're setting up the slant here, watching future games if they'll add a sluggo to the playbook, which is where she'll fake the slant and then we'll turn it into a go route. And with the cheeky pump fake, they can get a big play out of that.
Pulis Cassard going over the top. Ow. Running through their Eldama.
Yeah, not enough on that. Receiver on the outside there, you need to get it over the shoulder there and into the red basket of the receiver.
See Victoria setting up again. They've got a long way between themselves and the goal. And again, looking back to pass, and again going long to Mizio. Oh. And another opportunity to pick, and that was Thurston.
Yeah, it's Yafi Thurston, who the floating there in the deep third, and she's gonna hate herself for that. At one point, really struggled with locating the ball for a while, and she ended up, I think, using tennis balls to help with that, to improve that area of her play a few years back.
So Victoria now 3rd down and 10. And looking for Tanya Russell, and Tanya Russell hadn't even looked up by the time Pulis Cassar had let go of the ball.
Well, Queensland got successful pressure on that play. They got a blitz around the edge, and it was an unblitzed blocker and really affected the passing lane. I think that was the Aroha Tolik moving from our inside linebacker position to the outside to get a rush around the edge. And there she is again. Don't be surprised if she goes again.
Well, 4th down now and a big play for Victoria.
She goes.
Goes long and taken by Aldama. Big play. She looks up, she points at Pulis Kassar and says, "That's all you." Aldama, I think she's being a little bit humble there. She did fantastically to grab that and hold on. An important play for her state.
Well, she just beat Brittany Todd on the line of scrimmage there because they blitzed, so they trusted the corners in coverage, and they've got it to the outside. Now, for those who might be wondering why Aldama didn't go up and keep running, in IFAF rules and also NCAA rules, once the ball carrier hits the ground with ball in possession, it's the play is over. All right, so if anything other than the palms of the hands or the soles of the feet touch the turf, it constitutes a tackle.
Fantastic explanation there from Kenny Andreas.
And that's what I'm here for.
So Victoria now looking to regroup after getting that big 1st down play. If they didn't come up with that on 4th down, then they were handing possession over to Queensland about 2 yards out. Now they stay in this contest and a chance to.
If they can score early here, it's game on.
Well, then if they score and they're able to get that 2-point conversion, 8-point play, and then, like you say, it really will be game on.
Now let's see if they try to get. They've changed on the outside now. They've got a bit of a stack package on the far side of the screen. Deep drop. They've set up the screen.
Well, fantastic. Demizio, good step. Can't get past Thurston, who gets across and makes an important tackle.
The Queensland sidelines trying to get a block in the back penalty here on the back end. I think it's okay. Just looking on Brittany Todd there. No, it's in the front. That's fine. And just well designed. They went away from the screens for a little while, and almost a false start. We'll have to wait a second now.
So now it's Rachel Cribb in a bit of space, but
surely that's not a fumble. It was forward. And also key, number 10, Ella Briscoe's back on the field. It looks like her wrist is fine. This time they tried to go screen to the front side. I think something they might want to work on, and there's only so much you can work on between games here, but just trying to get the eye in of these receivers here. A couple of balls need to be caught tonight.
Yeah, it's always difficult to come to especially playing at night. Every venue is going to be slightly different with the lighting. Mr. Mizio puts that one down, but we've got a flag.
Let's see what they call here.
Foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit on the quarterback, number 22 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
I didn't see that. I was
Rochelle Ware.
Ball. Rochelle Ware coming in from the defensive end position.
Let's see if we can pick it up on the.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair call there.
It was well after the ball was gone. Well, that puts the defence under a bit more pressure.
Well,
they're about 22 out.
They'll still probably want to score in the next 3 plays if they can. We unfortunately haven't got time with us here in the booth, so we can't give you an indication of that, but clock's running. Screen.
Again, blitz play.
Oh, well, that was ended up being a nothing play for anybody. It was almost a pick, but when a defense calls a blitz on a screen, it could be huge for either team. They're either going to take the quarterback down for a huge loss, or they're going to hit the receiver with no tacklers within sight. So it's one of those rare situations where it ended up being an incomplete pass and nothing came of it.
Well, it's actually almost an intercept there for Klukas. Must have only just fallen short and just hit the dirt.
They're going to send 4 here, I think, the Devils.
Again, they're very keen to get up here and put some pressure on here, the Queenslanders.
That's the right idea, and if you're a receiver, you're going to probably just have to be a little brave here. They've identified that Queensland's rushing the edges, so they want to try and get right behind them with the slants. There's yards to be there, but you just need to accept that you could be getting hit by a safety over the top.
The Tulloch and Brewer, they are really getting up in the face of Pulis Kassar, and again gets away from Tulloch though. Does Pulis Kassar?
Not from where.
But can't get too much further after doing that.
Michelle Ware coming off, and she's actually managed to get some really good penetration off the edge at times.
Yeah, she's been very good on defence for Queensland. And once again, we've got one of these huge plays for Victoria coming up. They've called the timeout. Get in their huddle and have a chat about what they're going to draw up here.
Well, based on what I've seen, Queensland have accepted that they just want to rush the quarterback here and they're just going to force you to make the perfect throw. They've hit 2 passes, I think, tonight on the seam route, which is that little alley just down the middle of the field there, which they've managed to hit it early and get the yards in. This is like pretty much perfect realm there. The receiver's probably going to have to make some yards off the catch here, but you can probably hit a 10-yard seam there and hit the receiver in stride, and that's where I'd be going right now if Queensland come out in this in this look where they're going to rush 4. They've been having the 2 defensive linemen, and the 2 edge rushers.
So Queensland come out with exactly the same tactics. They're not looking to change anything here.
No, well, so it shows that if they do, it shows the confidence they have in the pass rush, and I think they can get there. But again, haven't really taken down SPC so far. So she's been evasive enough. I don't think she's not going to burn any teams downfield with her speed, but she's good enough to get away from the rush.
A big play here.
They're going to keep.
Going to be looking long. They've got 3 out on this right-hand edge. The Victorians.
Briscoe off the edge.
Gone short. And Queensland will come up with the stop on Rachel Cribb. And the Queenslanders will get the ball back.
Not a bad call there. Decided to go with that screen there, but all the trailing defenders got underneath the blockers. So really, she was pretty naked out there. The 37 and Cribb. And Rochelle Ware, who's
again
finishing off the quarter strong.
So now Queensland, they'll look to just run the clock, and we see a change in the QB, Casey Cubis, who started the game, and what a run. What a first play back on the field for Casey Cubis.
Just elegantly running away. She's got such long legs that she covers so much ground with each step. Yeah. 3 meters tall, apparently. I think her sister was in the crowd earlier saying her official measurement's out. I don't think that's exactly correct.
183 centimetres, the second tallest in the entire competition and the tallest in the Queensland team. As we see Moran, she cops one high but keeps going.
Oh, fumble!
The ball's come free, and I think Queensland have got on it.
And that's such a shame for Veronica Tau Moi-Falau. She did such a good job chasing Moran down and even forced a fumble. But I don't think she realised the ball had come out. The referees are still actually
trying to just peel them off.
It's an eagle ball, I think. It's an eagle ball.
Well, I thought it was Tabui that came up with it, but
well, once it gets down to that pile, anyone can come up with it.
Yeah, exactly right.
And a fundamental error there from Christy Moran.
That's not something we've said all night.
Yeah, clearly there's some kryptonite.
We'll get stuck into her. She's been hopeless.
Funny thing is, she's probably telling herself that, right?
Oh,
she's her own worst critic.
Yeah,
Christy Moran.
Been absolutely unbelievable. She's been superhuman, but like you say.
Well, the candle's still alight for the Eagles, but they just need to do things very quickly now.
So big play there from Taumoe Falau, forcing the fumble. And an incomplete pass, looking for Eldama, who's been one of the key targets for the Victorians. Eldama, Demizio and Sam Kelly.
And
Been their three main targets wide when they go long.
well, it's been mainly man coverage for Queensland tonight, and I don't see them changing that. And personally, I wouldn't either. With the biggest threat right now is coming from the screens, and you kind of want to protect against that with some man coverage underneath. They've only beaten you deep once.
Again, getting it here now to Demizio. She fights for every yard.
She's been great tonight, Demizio. Lived up to the billing she got. Everyone who had anything to say about the Victorian Eagles said 27, 27, Demizio.
Yeah, she's the one to keep an eye on. We saw, of course, that great kick return again. It's with Demizio on that option. She'll look to back over that first down line. Importantly, she's come up just short, but she's come up just short there, I think, of the first down marker. But no, they are going to move the sticks.
Hard work's rewarded. Tell you what, it's getting chilly here in over here in Sorrento FC.
Yeah, so Demizio, and I think she got out of bounds too, which is going to be important too with clock management.
Oh.
As Russell with some space, steps inside. If Russell can break three, she almost does, and drag down from behind. Important tackle there from Aroha Talak.
Good job on the pronunciation, mate.
I'd been putting it off all night.
And also,
been warned that the family would be after me if I got it wrong. So.
And look at that piece of misdirection there. That's again another wrinkle that I think we might have only seen once there, but they pull it out at the right time. It's almost like almost a triple option there with the sort of action they had going across the field. Tanya Russell's is probably like Demizio's obviously going to command all the attention of this game, but Tanya Russell's been one of those quiet MVPs for me.
Yeah, I think her running game set the tone early for Victoria, and she got a lot of those sort of, as you said, sort of mid-range sort of runs, 5 to 7 yard sort of rushes that coming up through the middle.
You've
And
got a running back who's averaging 4 yards, you're not going to be upset.
just allowed them to continue to move the sticks and
Chain movers, they call them.
yeah. And now it's with Pulis-Gassar. She steps to the outside. She's going to have to run herself. She was hoping the blockers would set something up for her, but in the end, she just looked straight for the sideline to stop the clock and move forward a little bit. A 5 yard run there. So 3rd and 5.
Well, they must be starting to run short on corners because I think is that Riley Hodgson out there in the far side cornerback position? I think she made the tackle right there.
You're right. Again over the top, Kelly. Just couldn't get to it.
She's been open a lot tonight.
Yeah, when you've got targets like Eldama and Demizio, it's easy to forget about Kelly.
Yeah, and well,
Playing as the tight end here.
Matthew Jenkins just doing a good job in getting her open. They open a lot on these crossing routes.
Again, good pressure, and there's the pick. And it is Hodgson.
Well, she's struggling to catch him on offense, mate. So they chuck her on defense, and she comes up with an interception. She'll catch him for the other quarterback.
Well, if you're going to put one near someone, she probably wasn't the one you wanted to target.
Well, yeah, you can't be mad here. This is a quarterback trying to make a play, and you can tell she put everything behind that throw. They're just trying to get a pass, but she had to look backside pretty late there, and probably didn't get the perfect angle she wanted on it. And well, Hodgson, once that ball's in the air, it's really anyone's ball, and Hodgson made it hers.
Queensland, you'd imagine they'd be looking to run here at every opportunity, and they do that.
Well, you saw the way the Eagles are stacked up there. They've got a house party going on. There's house blitzes for the end on from here on to the end of the game, I imagine.
A little surprise there at Moran running towards the sideline. You'd think they'd want to keep the clock moving at this point. We see going up through the middle and another great run from Coolbus. First down.
She hasn't made a bad read on that speed option all day, Cubis. One you could probably say is the late pitch to Moran, but they ended up being a big play anyway. So
Cubis again.
oh, speak of the devil! I put the mocker on her.
Cubis slow to her feet here too.
Again, wasn't the bad read. It was just a hell of a hit that really disrupted all that.
And as you say, there's plenty of pressure coming from this Victorian defensive unit right at the minute.
I don't have an idea. And well, I was about to say, I don't know how much time there is left. And well, there's your answer, full time.
And that's it. It's all done here in game one. And it is Victoria, rather Queensland, that are victorious. 48 points to 32. They didn't have it all their own way, but there was just that passage after they got to sort of 24 all, where Queensland sort of put a couple up, and they were 2 up at half time, and they were always in charge from that moment. Victoria battled hard throughout the contest, but I think the better team got the chocolates in the end.
Yeah, as I said, we're coming to the second half. It was going to be whichever defense could find an answer, and I think, well, both possibly did, but certainly Queensland's found a much more accurate one, and they managed to slow down that no-huddle offense, and then their offense their offense and managed to put some more points on as well. So just a stronger second half there by Queensland, particularly their defense. And look, I don't think there'll be plenty of work to do, and they'll have to go into the film room, I think. But not a bad start for the defending champions.
Yeah, fantastic performance from them, and of course they're all back here again tomorrow, and they'll have the first game again against New South Wales in a bit of a state of origin battle with both those squads named today. But Queensland versus New South Wales will be on tomorrow, and Victoria will have the later game against Western Australia. We get to see those other two teams coming up very, very shortly.
Indeed, but look, I think if we recall a player of the game, I think Moran's certainly going to be up there. Sometimes, you want to pick somebody else, but the way she was playing, she didn't put too many feet wrong.
Yeah, I think it'd be very, very, very difficult to go past Moran. I think if you're looking for one out of the box, I thought Rochelle Ware was very, very good as well. Particularly late in that game when the game was on the line and Victoria were pressing hard, I think defensively she was fantastic. For Victoria, again, Demizio was probably close to their best. Demizio and Tanya Russell, I thought, were their two most inspirational players.
I couldn't disagree.
But yeah, we've got a second game coming up now between New South Wales and the host state, Western Australia. Western Australia, the first time that they've been involved in this tournament, their first ever women's side. And
I think we're going to see a clash of two very different offenses. So we'll be expecting some smash mouth football from the Coyotes with Dane Robinson's led Coyotes, and then we're going to see Kev Wilson's famous RPO, which he managed to install in a brand new team here in their first year competing in Gridiron, and I can't imagine him straying too far away from that at the representative level. So we're going to see a bit of a clash of styles, I think.
We see the crowd has built up here as we have moved towards this game involving the Western Australia. So plenty of families have gathered in here at Percy Doyle Reserve for this clash. And I'm sure they'll be here every night. But really looking forward to seeing how Western Australia go with their first ever women's team.
We are running a bit over time here. This game obviously was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. We're at 7:30 now.
Yeah, so we're a little bit behind. So, we've got a message from my dad over in New South Wales. He said he's going to bed now. He's it's a bit late for him.
He's done his due diligence. Originally from New South Wales, Tony?
Yes, I am originally.
There we go. Oh, we'll have some trash to be talking later with those two teams' names. Say the word, and we'll keep to our sport for now, though.
So who are the players to watch from New South Wales?
Well, New South Wales, we got a lot. And look, this is almost pretty much a new look team led under Dane Robinson, who was the DC for the past two campaigns. That that was led by Brian Hardwood, and this time he's had a chance to put his own flavour on it, and I had a good chat with him through the week about the team, but there's a couple there. Defensively is where I want to be looking at, because I think it'll start up front with Jasmine Collins, the All-Australian defensive end who recorded the first safety of the World Cup competition when she was out there. And then on the flip side, Big Red Renee Hahn, the running back slash fullback, the very damaging inside runner. I think she's going to be getting a lot of touches, particularly inside the red zone. But but you've also got another running back who's on there, which is Toa Liu Tai, who is sort of built in the same mold, where she loves running in between the guards and certainly between tackles if it was 11. But both of them love running interior and running over people. So, as I said, smash mouth football is the name of the game, and I think that's what people are probably going to expect from the Coyotes, and that's what we're going to try and deliver. But also the speed-wise, a surprise to me was Margot Tui, the former Anya as a wide receiver. She's made the jump to the dark side and is going to be playing safety under Dane Robinson. So that's plenty of speed there, and I think they've identified that there's going to be a few times they're going to need speed to beat speed, and that's why they've made her switch. So as far as Western Australia goes, coming off a really big West Bowl victory, inaugural one for the Women's League here, Lou Devine Egan, the quarterback, had a heck of a game and has done a really good job to understand how the principles of the RPO offense so early in her career. 1 year she was running it, looking very effective in her first season. So she had a heck of a game, can also run the ball, and then they've got a couple of running backs who can also do some damage on the outside. Plus a defense that is very fast up front. As a matter of fact, Kevin Wilson went out of his way to say that he probably feels like athletically he hasn't really got an issue on defense somewhere. He's got enough athletes all across the park.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic contest. I'm not sure exactly what time they're going to schedule the kickoff for this one. Of course, the team's out on the field warming up at the moment. We'll take a quick break and we'll be okay, so make sure, there's obviously a second video set up for this contest, so make sure you shut down the one that you're currently watching and jump onto the link for game number 2 between Western Australia and New South Wales. We'll be back in just a moment when this contest kicks off.